Keep it up. Alright, so I promised to do this. I want to do 3 questions. So you give me some money. 3 questions to talk to Edgar Wright. Right here. No, you gotta raise your hand, lady. Did you all enjoy yourselves? Cookie and I'm having a serious sugar rush. Very bad, very intense. Very intense.
Hi.
Do you have a question?
Yeah. First of all, I'm a huge fan. Second of all, I've noticed that you like to do a lot of like really long shots. Is there any reason that you like to do that? Because they're all really well put together, really well done. And I was wondering like what got you like interested in making shots like that?
I don't know. I think you know, because the film is also very fast, it's nice to kind of mix it up, and you don't want to be defined by just one thing, and like, you could watch Scott Pilgrim and say, oh, it's all really quick shots because there are some extremely long shots. And like, you know, in that one, I think the first time I did it probably is in Shaun of the Dead when he goes to the store, with that long shot. Remind me to tell a funny story about that shot when it comes to Shaun of the Dead. There's a couple of ones which are pretty long, like some of the stunt shots are very long, like when he's fighting the skateboarders, or the one where they're spinning over the top of Scott Pilgrim. But the one where he goes to the bathroom and there's the pee bar is my favourite one, because I don't know if you've seen the making of, but we changed the set. Like the set changes behind Michael Cera. And so what you actually hear on the day is the most almighty noise and people kind of shouting of like the Steele's apartment turning into a school corridor. If you watch the making of it, you can see it happen live, and we kept doing it again and again to see how fast the prop guys could do it, to try and catch them out. Just keep shaving off seconds, can we do it in 8 seconds? So we actually sort of, because that is so impressive, it ends up with Scott Pilgrim having the shortest piss of all time. You know, he empties his bladder so fast, and that was because I wanted the background effect to look more impressive. So I like doing those shots. So it's a really good discipline for the actors, and it's a real rush. Everybody gathers around the monitor after one of those shots, because if you got it right, you know, kind of it's kind of fun to watch. Okay.
Another huge fan here. I was wondering if you got any information on the final Blood and Ice Cream trilogy, and any updates on Ant-Man as well.
I still have about 3 plates spinning at the moment. I'm just writing something else. I'm nearly finished, which I'm going to finish next week. And Ant-Man, which I wrote with Joe Cornish, is all pretty much done, and that's kind of in a bit of a holding pattern, you know, because Marvel are kind of occupied with the Avengers at the moment. So I hope that happens. We really love that script, but like, it might not be my next film. It might be me and Simon Pegg are going to start writing next month. So it could be one of 3 different things, or maybe more. So I'm having a nice year of just writing at the moment, which has been great, because, you know, like every film I do, it's kind of like eating a whole cookie. It takes you a while to kind of come down afterwards. Seriously, that chocolate fudge thing is going to give me start freaking out, start tweaking. Next question. I can't see, where are you?
I'm way up here. Hi. This way, straight in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of a man, like yourself, low. I was wondering how you chose Michael Cera to be a badass, because I don't see that, but now I do.
Well, there you go. You just answered your own question.
But how did you know?
It was a challenge for him, I think. Sort of. I remember showing Michael Cera that we did a stunt test, which is on the DVD, which is, and I remember showing it to Michael Cera, and he went, "Oh God." But he worked really hard. Like the thing that's like, you can see it in the movie. There's a lot of shots where it's absolutely him, and you know, the cast worked really hard. And they all trained together, and Brad Allen, who was the stunt coordinator, who was part of Jackie Chan's team, is the first Caucasian member of Jackie Chan's team, and he's an Australian guy. And he brought his team over, and so like, the funny thing is, the two people who've actually been in action films, Chris Evans and Brandon Routh, never throw a punch. But Michael Cera, Jason Schwartzman, Mae Whitman, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Ellen Wong, all the people who've never done a fight before, the ones who have to fight. And so, you know, they're really doing it in a movie, and it's really, you know, quite complicated stuff. And, you know, doing that sword fight at the end, it's like tricky choreography. But Michael worked really hard at it. It's not like he wasn't nervous. But what's amazing is that during the training, the funniest thing about doing the training is I trained with him as well. And I honestly miss doing this sort of training and stuff. I'm not as in good shape as I was at the start of Scott Pilgrim. Because me and Michael Cera and Schwartzman, and we would train with the stunt team, like Jackie Chan's stunt team, and Captain America and Superman. And that's fucking amazing. You don't really want to, like, the thing is, everybody does that classic thing. Me and Michael and Schwartzman would all do that classic thing of not wanting to show ourselves up in front of Chris Evans. But it was great, so we would actually train every day together, and that was hilarious. So he just worked really hard at it. He actually got the nickname the Push-Up King during the prep, which is not what you ever think Michael Cera would ever get out of the way. So it was cool.
Hey, right over here.
To your right. Oh, I have never said where the sounds come from.
Alright, so pretty simple question. If you had to choose one actor from the Scott program, if you were to have a movie with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, what is the one actor that you would bring along from Scott Pilgrim?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, that's too difficult. Everybody, the whole, I know it sounds like really fucking sentimental, but the whole cast of Scott Pilgrim was such, we had such a good time. Everybody was like, there wasn't a rotten apple in the bunch. Everybody was really great and really funny, and like, we're still all good friends today, which kind of says something, do you know what I mean? So I don't know, I'd work with any of them again, do you know what I mean? And I'd work with them with Simon and Nick as well, you know, it'd be great to sort of all do something together. So that was a complete non-answer.
Hi, so the original ending for Scott Pilgrim was he got together with knives. Do you regret changing it? Do you like the other ending better? Or?
Not really, no, it was, what kind of happened is during the process of the filming, like Brian O'Malley kind of, at first he had one ending, then he kind of had no ending, and then he changed the ending. He kind of wanted to sort of, I think he wanted to, when the book came out just before the movie, he wanted to sort of see how he felt emotionally right when he got to the end of the books. And then when I read what he'd written, we wrote a new ending. So I think sort of it was, there's some things I like about the original ending, but it was interesting when we do test screenings of it, like, the focus groups would get into proper arguments. They would like everything about the movie, but they would probably argue about whether the knives was right. What I do like though, is I think Knives' ending in this version is better. And in fact, Brian O'Malley wrote one of my favourite lines which is funny, Brian wrote some lines in the new ending which are not in the books. And the line that he wrote, which I really love, is Knives saying, "I'm too cool for you anyway." And that's a Brian O'Malley line. So that was nice, that was something that was like one of his lines from the original author, just for the film only. So I always stick with this ending because apart from anything else, I love Knives' ending now. There was one bit that we did cut out, it went too far, and it's not even on the DVD, but there was one thing where we brought like, it was like the Knives was newly eligible, and the Johnny Simmons came back into it, and also Negasop came back. But it was like totally like, even on the day I go, oh, this is too much. You can't have Negasop come back again. It was funny, but it was too much. It kind of ruined like Ellen's end speech, but it was quite funny, the idea that she might double date young Neil and Negasop.
Hi, I'm back here.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
So, have you got the goggles on?
I do! And
You've got the remote goggles on, there you go. I can't see what colour your hair is.
it's purple. First of all, thank you for everything you've done. Thank you.
There are some things that I've done for you, which thank you for.
So I heard the funniest thing at Comic-Con. At the Doctor Who panel, Matt Smith said, in response to a question of who he would most like to write an episode, Edgar Wright. And I would like to know what your thoughts on that are, especially since you just, wrote a movie with Stephen Moffat.
Well, I didn't really write.
Well,
I wrote
worked on
after him. Yeah, we sort of passing of the baton. I get very with things like Doctor Who, or sometimes with things that I'm already a fan of. I get very nervous about I kind of almost want to remain a fan of them and not be. I would hate to do something that I'm a big fan of, and in any way, I don't know, it makes me nervous, that kind of thing. So sometimes there are opportunities like that, or there's other things that I've passed on that you would say, I can't believe you passed on that. And it's usually because I don't want to fuck it up, so I get nervous. Where are we?
Hi, over here. My question was, what made you want to write Shaun the Dead? Like, what was your inspirations to go, hey, I want to write Shaun the Dead?
Well, we'll get into that a bit more later, but I guess it was the thing, at the time, it was just something about living in a city. It was something like sort of, all of the films, I relate to Scott Pilgrim, and then both Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz is weirdly more personal than you would imagine to me, strangely. We can get into that later. And Shaun the Dead is very personal. I think there are elements of myself and Simon in Shaun, Ed, and Liz, that we're kind of vocalizing ourselves. So I always thought like Shaun the Dead was like me and Simon both apologizing for being lousy boyfriends. It was almost like an apology to an ex-girlfriend being like, yeah, I was a lazy boyfriend. So it's kind of about that, and also about living in a city and stuff, just, what it's like in times of crisis where, not everybody knows, not everybody cares. It's always like a really weird thing that, there's never outright panic. Some people don't give a shit, some people are hungover, so it was kind of that idea, we can talk a bit more about Shaun the Dead later, but yeah. And this time question, but a good one. We'll give him a round of applause later for that question. You remember this man, what's your name? Remember Eli at 2 a.m. this morning?
Now something MiDNiTES and MANiACS has sort of come to be is this idea of neo-sincerity. And I brought this up earlier to you. Neo-sincerity is an idea that could be post-irony. Irony has been a very helpful thing to get us through the 90s. And I know you wrote something very early on that made me feel that you got it. Was that you were a programmer as well in films, and you programmed Suspiria. Dario Argento's Suspiria from 1977.
Oh, no, I didn't program actually. That was the screen I went to.
Okay, so you just went to go see Suspiria, one of your favorite films.
I would have programmed it, but I had to back the screen.
What happened to this screen?
Oh, it was just that thing, people talk about this in the break. I don't know how relevant this is, but it was just this thing of Mystery Science Theatre kind of has a lot of article sometimes where it's created this thing where people just laugh at old films because they're old. And I went to, it was Suspiria, a favourite horror film of mine, and I thought watching it in a graveyard would be the best thing, it was the worst. Just laughing all the way through it and stuff. And just, I think it's a thing, also maybe it's a generational thing because we both kind of grew up watching dubbed movies a lot, and I think sort of now kind of in a sort of, that means something else now, sort of dubbed movies. So I think it's a generational thing, but I think sort of with a lot of films, I think I went through that phase of sort of liking things ironically, and then I'm much more in the vein, and this goes for music as well, is that there is no such thing as guilty pleasures. If you like it, you like it. And if you love it, you love it, and there shouldn't really be any, I've got some ad on my iPod. I'm feeling man enough to admit it. Not all the ad albums.
Now this is a good transition to Hot Fuzz, because your movies, we brought it up earlier, they're not spoofs, they're not making fun of the genre. In fact, you love Bad Boys 2.
2 hours of Bad Boys 2.
Because it's like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Now, and Point Break.
Here's the funny thing, here's the fact. 2001 A Space Odyssey, classic film. Pretty long, right? 35 minutes shorter than Bad Boys 2.
So when Hot Fuzz comes out, which I think we've all been experiencing, this retro 80s cop films, and if it's the other guys or if it's a Kevin Smith film, it sort of dances this fine line where you don't really know if you're supposed to laugh because those movies are so bad that you love them, or in the case with Hot Fuzz, I think you come out of the movie loving the films that the characters love.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a thing in Hot Fuzz that it's like a transference thing that Nicolas Angel's character who's never seen any cop films, and Danny. So one person has seen action and now is getting any more, for want of a better expression. And then Danny Butler has never seen any action and kind of lives vicariously through the movies, and so that by the end they kind of dovetail together. But it's funny, I was saying so when we were in San Francisco was one of the inspirations for Hot Fuzz, because when I was a kid, when I was like 9 or 10, I would watch films like Dirty Harry or Bullet, and it was so far removed. Hot Fuzz, which you're going to see, is my hometown. It's where I grew up. Simon Pegg didn't grow up far away. He only lives about 50 miles away. But I grew up in this town. And so watching something like Dirty Harry on TV would seem so alien to me. It would seem as alien as sci-fi. So in a strange way, I always think of San Francisco as sort of city of cop films. So I would like to thank the city of San Francisco. I have a funny story. When I was doing the press for Hot Fuzz, and I was in San Francisco, Simon and Nick and Joe Cornish was with us as well, because he did the documentary. And we had about 2 hours spare, and we after our drive, we made a list from the internet, and we tried to see how many cop locations did we see in 2 hours. And so we saw the locations from Dirty Harry, Sudden Impact, Bullet, Vertigo, Basic Instinct. We went to all these locations, and there was a funny thing that we went to. I think it's Clay and Taylor. Is that when here? Bullet's apartment, and there's a scene where Steve McQueen goes into a deli. You know what I'm talking about. So we went to this deli where Steve McQueen has a scene in Bullet in this deli on Clay and Taylor. And I went in and we were filming, and the guy behind the counter, there's a picture of Steve McQueen up. And I say, do you get many people asking you about Bullet? And he goes, every day, man, and she gets old. He was really impressed.
Now, Hot Fuzz comes from your earlier part of your life, which I'm very excited to sort of bring up because they're not as readily accessible. Your first 2 movies, can you talk about them for a second and how that led you to Hot Fuzz?
Well, I guess there's one, this is the thing that I made when I was 20. I guess that's in inverted commas is a proper movie. But Edgar Wright, which I made amateur films when I was a teenager, and I guess I started making them with my school friends. I was 14.
What did you shoot those on, by the way?
First on Super 8, and then I won a camera on TV on a kid show, a clip which has so far not resurfaced, thank God.
What kid show?
It's called Going Live. It doesn't exist anymore. But
somebody find this.
You won't find it. It's quite actually difficult to get hold of. I have a copy. There is a funny, sometimes my Twitter avatar, have you ever seen my Twitter avatar? It's me really young, with my name in a sort of an 80s kids font, that's exactly what it is. But I used to make stuff on, now on a video camera, then I used to make things on video, and in 1993, I guess, I made a film called Dead Right, which is on the Blu-ray of Hot Fuzz, and I think about 17 when I made it. And some things are similar to Hot Fuzz. There's the supermarket location, the same supermarket in fact. So, which just closed down actually, the supermarket in this film. Somebody said to me, they sent me the S, it's called so-and-so, they sent me the S, and said, can you sign the S for charity? And we'll go to charity. I said, can I just buy these and give that money to charity instead? So I bought the letters. You know, I've got the big Summerfield engine in my house. But there's a lot of things that are the same, so it was funny like doing like, so it was that kind of thing of like, again, like I said, it's not a spoof, it's very much really heartfelt Valentine, and like Danny Butterman, the character, it's kind of about being stuck in the quiet, rural, peaceful, boring country and kind of watching Trump movies on the TV. That's basically what it's about.
Now, we haven't talked about maybe your friendship with Simon Pegg and getting to make a second film with him. Do you have anything to share as we head into Hot Fuzz, what it was like working with Simon Pegg again, and Nick Frost, but specifically writing?
This was a tough one to write, but we did, like, what's crazy about it is we actually did a lot of interviews with police, and some of the craziest stuff in the movie, cakes and ice cream for punishment, the thing about the escaped swan, like, some of the stuff about the neighborhood watch is all like, all real, all comes from real anecdotes. And some of that stuff just like, we would do these interviews, we went around police stations, like, we went around police stations and sometimes when Simon was there, people would be more on their best behaviour, but when I was there on my own, like, they would sort of, there'd be a lot of interesting kind of things like so it was pretty crazy, like, so that was, for a film this crazy, it wouldn't seem like it's that kind of personal or based on his childhood, but it kind of is. And the weirdest thing was I went back to my hometown to shoot it, and I kind of thought at any point that somebody was going to pull the plug because they hadn't read the script, they were going to see what we were doing and think that I was doing a hatchet job on them. And they never did, and then they absolutely, the people that skew us the most, like the town council and the neighborhood watch and even the local police, they all loved it. It was so strange. But it's kind of like you know, it's sort of like a love-hate letter to my hometown. And it was great being back there, and it gave me no end of pleasure to sort of like do like a bad boys. Here's the funny thing to watch out for, is that in any scenes in the street, in the action sequences, we never had like complete lockdown on the streets, which means that out of the corner of every shot is a lot of bored old ladies watching, and French exchange students, and kids who kind of, like, for the first couple of takes be excited and then would get bored. And it's this weird thing of just like, sort of like, weirdly, you've got like a scene with Simon Pegg having a gunfight with an old lady, and out of shot is 10 old ladies watching. Keep that in mind when it gets into the action, it's so strange.
Now, you've got a little list.
I do.
For Hot Fuzz.
Would you like the keywords for Hot Fuzz? And then, again, we'll pick one thing that you can share. So this is in the genuine order. So again, please cheer if there's anything you're excited about. These are in the order it's on IMDb. The plot keywords: village, accident, police, arrest, partner, murder, constable, actor, conspiracy, spray paint, car chase, loss of father, bloody nose. What are the other big bloody nose things? Drag me to hell. Sunglasses, stuffed animal, vicar, and jogging. Again, here's the top 3 jogging films. American Beauty, Rocky, and number 3, San Francisco movie, Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. Exploding head, severed head, infidelity, living statue, musical number, crushed heads, animal attack, shot to death, gas explosion, breaking down a door, stabbed in the throat, human skull, workaholic, decapitation, no title at the beginning. Santa suit, explosion, door, and somebody took the time to put this one in, bicycle. This has got stabbed through the chin. I went on stabbed to the chin, only one entry, Hot Fuzz, 2007. F-word, sword, swan attack, spit take. This is great. These are back to back, this is the order. Spit take and critically inflamed. Brainwashing, gore, clock, adultery, big clock film. Axe murder, unfaithfulness, underage drinking. reference to William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Dead mother, stabbed in the head, rifle, tough cop farmer, person in car trunk, male bonding, horse. Top 3 horse films. The Godfather, Braveheart, and Borat. Here's the last 3. They're all amazing. Sarcastic clapping. Urination. And finally, and I take issue with this, gay subtext. I say, how can it be a subtext if it's fully intentional? I think as your applause word should be stabbed through the chin.
Now, we have a raffle that a lot of you purchased, which is very exciting, so please pull your tickets out. We're going to give away the major prize. And then after Hot Fuzz, you will come on up to the raffle table, and you will get a nice item for your ticket. It won't be as nice as this one, and you can help me with this. Alright, so the ticket is 6 4 9 0 9 1 1. Alright, going once. Wait. So again, 6490911. No? Okay, second number. You got it? 6490912. All right. Our third choice. 6490910. Great, it's mine. Alright, so after Hot Fuzz, I'm serious. This goes to me. Give it up. Can you hurry that up?